my name is Chloe, and welcome to the start of my Backlist Readathon vlog. So today is Sunday, March 7th. It is day one of the Backlist Readathon, and I am ready to go. And Rainey from Rainey Day Reads, her and I decided to start a buddy read today. So we just started off with a bang. I think I started it at 2 in the morning. Thank you, baby. But so that's where we're at. So what am I reading? I'm reading Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows, and I am loving this. So this fits the prompt of an Own Voices author, or an Own Voices book, because this is a Indian woman. I don't know if she's Punjabi. I would assume so, but she's an Indian woman writing about Indian characters. So this is about Nikki and Mindy, I think is her name. They are daughters of Indian immigrants. So they have come to the States, and Nikki is our main character, and she just kind of wants to live a more contemporary American life and less in the the Punjabi culture. However, her sister is sign me up for an arranged marriage. I'm good. Let's just do this. So she asked Nikki to take her flyer for an arranged marriage down to the I'm forgetting the word, but she down to the center, the Punjabi center, and so she takes it to put it on the wall. And when she's there, she sees there's a job for a creative writing teacher. So she decides, I'll do it. She has this kind of relationship with this older lady who's really grouchy and who is now her boss. And so she takes this creative writing job, and it is for Punjabi widows. And so she thinks what she's doing is going to help them, give them a voice, empower them, help them tell their stories, help them write these novels and things. But what actually happens is she gets this room full of women who are illiterate in English. They don't know how to read or write. There's one that does, and that's it. So then she's going to a bookstore to get basic phonics books that you would give to kids to help them learn their letters and learn how to read and write. However, she gets there and they're no, we don't want that. We want to be able to tell our stories. And so she's well, don't you want to learn your letters and learn how to write? And they're nope. We want to tell our stories to the one who can do, who is literate, and we want her to write our stories, or we want you to write our stories. And so meanwhile, she, while she was at the bookstore, she picked up an erotic novel for her sister to get as a joke, to be hey, you're the better daughter. Yeah, you got all the traditional Indian, you're nailing that, but I know more about this. And so she's just bought it as a joke. Well, the women find it in her bag, and they're laughing and stuff, and they want to tell erotic stories. And so now the book is partially these women and their conversation, their friendship, their camaraderie, and then partially the stories that they're telling. And now, of course, you may be shocked to know I want more of the women, less of their stories, but their stories definitely have a purpose. So they are, it serves that purpose of kind of empowering them, and they are putting themselves in these stories in some regards and making a fantasy life kind of thing for themselves. And so that is great. They are making me laugh out loud. I want more of them just because, and I want my grandma to read this because I think it's so funny. And they just had a conversation about ghee and what you can do with ghee, which is clarified butter if you don't know. And I am literally chuckling. I'm also listening to this on audio, and I would highly recommend you do that, because hearing it in the accent and just picturing all these old ladies talking about erotica is cracking me up. So if you are not sure if you want to clean, if you like clean books and you're not sure if you want to pick this up, the only parts that are dirty or sexy times and stuff is their books. And you could skip it, but their female characters are very reflective of things. So I wouldn't think you'd want to, but it's almost told in a way that has enough purpose that it's not bothering me. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I have not checked in with Rainey very much. I've been listening to this on audio as I do laundry and all that kind of stuff today. So far, so good. So today is Sunday, and it is the first day. Annie has been doing this fun new thing where she gets up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so I've been like trying to let her, or like make her self-soothe. But then by the time I get her, it's like 4 or 4:30 and my alarm goes off at 5:30. So it's just a mess. So all that to say, I have not slept a whole lot. And so I'm trying to just go, go, go while I still have energy before the big crash because I know it's coming. So I'm just trying to go, go, go. So this morning, I asked Jeremy, because I was like trying to get kids fed and all that kind of stuff. I asked him to grate 2 carrots and a zucchini for me because I was going to make breakfast bars, and I put those in there. And so he did. So it probably took me an hour and a half to get this breakfast bar situation in the oven because I was just doing a million other things. And so I finally get it in the oven. It's got a handful of ingredients, whatever. So I'm cleaning up the kitchen, and there was some zucchini left in the thing. So I taste it and I'm like, that zucchini doesn't taste very good. And he was like, yeah, it was kind of floppy. And I was like, what? So I don't know. It's all cooked and done, and like it might have a rotten zucchini in it. I don't even know. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, on principle, somebody is going to eat this darn thing because it's took so much time, so much ingredients. Like, come on. And so I don't know. I hope it's not bad. I'll taste it and see. But gosh darn it, I hate it when that happens. So then I started, tonight we're having casserole for dinner. It's normally Soupy Sunday, but I was going to make this casserole earlier in the week and then like ran out of time that day. So I didn't. So I had a bunch of stuff prepped for it. So we're making it tonight. So I got everything prepped for that. And so dinner tonight will be really easy. Like, I'm reading The Lazy Genius Way, and I didn't even mean to talk about this, so it's not in here, but she's basically talking like in one part about like how to make your later life easier in whatever ways you can. So like your morning routine, can you have the coffee pot automatically turn on, or can you have whatever it may be, or the after school routine. Like, she is a stay-at-home mom, I think, or was, or at some point has been. And so she would lay out a snack platter before she went and got her kids. So then when they came home, there was no argument over what snack was. Snack was ready. It was just, so those kind of things. And like the whole theory makes sense. And like, that's why I love crock pot meals, because I can get it done in the morning when like kids are eating or something and they're otherwise entertained. I have the most energy, and then dinner's done. And so like tonight, I kind of feel like I nailed it. Probably not, because I still have to put it all together and bake it and all that kind of stuff. But that is it. So Ainsley is at gymnastics with Jeremy right now. Annie is sleeping. I'm about to go get her and feed everybody again because they'll be home here soon. And then I think I'm just going to keep moving during nap time, because yesterday I took a nap, and like the past few days I've been actually sleeping during nap, like pass out hardcore. So I know my body needs it, but like yesterday I just couldn't come out of it. Like when you wake up and you're like, you feel worse than when you went to sleep. So I think I'm going to try to just keep moving today, and Lord knows I have plenty to do. So that's the plan. We'll see if it happens, but I will check in tomorrow probably and let you know what I think of this. Hey everyone, it is Monday, and I am just here. We're sitting outside the UPS store because we just took something back from Amazon returned. But Ainsley had a new dance class this morning, and she loved it and did so good. So us parents got to sit out in the lobby and watch on a TV, and so she just did so good. It was her and just 2 other little girls, and it was a really fun time. And so that was great. That's really what we've done all morning. That has kind of messed up like nap schedules and things, so I don't know how the rest of the day will go, but so far so good. So as far as reading goes, I am more than halfway, but not quite done with erotic stories for Punjabi widows. And like, I'm really interested. I'm buddy reading this with Rainey, and she is a little farther behind me, so I'm not sure what her thoughts are on it, but I am liking it. But I'm not loving it as much as I was at the beginning. So it's like got dueling tones to me, because there's like this brotherhood. So they have to keep the like erotic stories and the creative writing part secret, because there's this brotherhood that is potentially like killing people and things like that, and will punish them for doing that. And so there's like that really like dark and sinister and like kind of murder mystery going on. And then there's also the super lighthearted, like funny old ladies talking about erotica. And so those tones are like not matching up to me, and it makes it like kind of off-putting. And so we're still hearing more of the women's stories, and really they're very interesting, and hearing how they like kind of have themselves reflected or their fantasies reflected in these stories is interesting. The perspective is definitely one that is a Western perspective. Like this brotherhood stuff is a little like intense about the oppression and that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I really have mixed thoughts on it, but I will update you when I finish it and let you know my final thoughts, because I clearly have like not gathered myself. But we're gonna go home, maybe play outside because it's really nice, maybe do a beach body workout, and just kind of see where the day takes us. It's been kind of a hectic one, so we'll see where it goes. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, and it's like 11:30 or something, and we just finished a story walk. So if you've watched other vlogs, our library puts on a story walk where there's like a different page of a book in every business, or not every business, but businesses downtown. And last fall it got like, they stopped for the winter, and so they just put this one back up on Friday. So we came and did it, and last fall, like they would go, like our downtown has like a main drag, and it would go like all around, like it would take like an hour and a half. Now they've streamlined it and made it into two, like one in one area of downtown and one in the other. So it took like 20 minutes. And so then we just went into the library because Ainsley got a free book at her 3-year-old doctor appointment, plus the story walk. You can get a copy of the book. So I don't know if it's a grant thing or what, but it's really cool. We love it. So that was a lot of fun. It is beautiful out. It's like 65 degrees right now. It's supposed to be like 75 today. Perfection. So it's a little windy, but that's okay. So as far as reading goes, this morning I finished, actually it was last night, I finished both what was it called? The Punjabi Widows one. And I'm giving it 3 stars. And I am really confused about what to rate this book, because it started off very, very interesting and very like intriguing, and I wanted so many different stories. And then what we got was just like boring, you guys. So the book starts, and this girl named Nikki, she has a sister who wants to live a more like traditional Indian life and have an arranged marriage and that kind of thing, and Nikki wants to live a more Western life. So that could have, like, I would have loved to just have that story. However, Nikki gets this job, she thinks, teaching creative writing to a bunch of Punjabi widows. And instead, like, they're like illiterate in English, but they have no interest in learning like phonics and stuff. They just want to tell their stories. And they found an erotica novel that Nikki had bought for her sister as a joke. And so they start telling these like romance stories. And I like laughed out loud so many times in the beginning. So I really wanted, the book starts with just 4 people in the class, and it does grow, but like I wanted more of their stories, like their real life stories. There is like a lot of their fantasies and their lives and stuff reflected in their writings, but like I really just wanted more of them. That's not the story you really get. So then there's also like this murder mystery going on of the brotherhood and these men who are trying to oppress the women and that kind of thing, and they are going to like murderous lengths to make sure that secrets are kept and all of that. And so like, if this was a murder mystery, because one of Nikki's boss, her daughter was killed, and so if it would have been a murder mystery where we're trying to figure out, and like Nikki was like a detective, would have loved that story too, but that's also not what we got. And so like the tones are just weird, the pacing got really weird. I just wanted something like this book to have some direction, and it just didn't. So I gave it 3 stars. I don't really get the hype. I think Rainey is on the same page with me because I buddy read that with her. She's not quite done, but she thinks she might even DNF it because it's just really slow, and like, what's the point? I don't know. You know, like I really appreciated learning more about the Punjabi culture, and like I think that message of oppression and like the message that literature, whether spoken or written or whatever, can have a lot of power. I think those were great messages. It just didn't quite hit home for me. So the other thing I finished was The Lazy Genius Way by Kendra Adachi, and I loved this book. So this is a gift from Krista from Books and Jams. So Krista, thank you. I love this book. This book is all about like how to make domestic tasks more streamlined, I guess, so then you can not waste time on things that don't matter to you. And one thing, like, she offers tons of strategies, and in fact there's 13 principles, and she offers like practical advice. However, she also says, like, if this doesn't seem like it's going to make your life easier, don't do it. You know, like, she has a strategy for laundry, and for me it wouldn't work, because her strategy is basically like, do everything that goes in the same place in the same load. So like, do all your hanging stuff in one load, do all your folding stuff in a separate load, etc. That probably wouldn't work for me, so I just kind of like you know, whatever, take that with a grain of salt. So I really like that, and like, there were definitely things that I had gleaned from it. And then also, like I said, like some of the things I've been doing kind of naturally, as far as like on Fridays we have Mexican and that kind of stuff, taking the thought out of it, so then you don't have to waste so much time on it. So really loved that. So then, like, finishing 2 things at once is the most motivating thing ever to me. And so I started the 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss, and this one is like stretching it for Backlist because it came out in the end of 2020, but it's not a 2021, so I'm saying it's Backlist. This still counts for the Backlist Readathon. And this is about a girl who pays for this service that they have 12 dates of at Christmas time. And so it's her and her dating. Now, it's a romance, and I can tell you probably where it's going to go, and I'm not shipping the relationship at all, but I'm loving like her story and seeing her adventures and all of that kind of thing, and I like really want to pick it back up. So the relationship I don't love, because it was like a friends to lovers to enemies to friends, now back to lovers, and it's like, that's too much for me. And he's also with somebody else, and so I'm really not shipping that, but I'm loving the story and her story. So that is it. We are gonna go now pick up some lunch for Jeremy, I think, and then go home and eat and play outside some more, because it is beautiful. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, and it's like 11:30, and we are outside right now, and it is like 40-mile-an-hour winds, but 75 degrees, you guys. It is beautiful. And so I whipped out, I had bought last year and never used it, a bubble machine, and so I just brought it out, and it is so fun. And with the wind, the bubbles are going everywhere, so that is so just great. So this morning, all morning, I have like talked about it in this vlog and then edited it out so many times in vlogs in the past couple months, but surprise, we are moving, and so we are trying to sell our house as well as buy a new one in a different town a couple hours east of here. So we are in the process of doing that right now, and that is a mess. And so we are currently like trying to sell our house privately, not through an agent and not listing it technically. So today, that really just means like friends and stuff have been coming over, and like friends who are maybe interested. So today a friend from high school and his wife came over, and they ended up staying for like an hour just chatting, and it was so fun. And that's really how we have spent our morning, except now we're playing outside, and it's just a great day. So that is what's going on life-wise, you guys. It is just, the sunshine and the beautiful weather is life-giving to me. This is so great. So that's what we're doing. And then I haven't really shown it, but my husband was very smart and made like a whole highway system on our driveway for Ainsley to ride her bike, and there's different roads and they intersect and stuff. So like, I much prefer playing in the front yard to the backyard, just because the backyard, like, it's all grass, and so I get itchy ankles. Like, I don't know. And plus the backyard, there's the swing set and stuff, so Ainsley just wants you to push her constantly, and that's less fun for me. But so yeah, we're playing out here. It's a great thing. Today we're gonna eat lunch here in a little bit, and then I have a chiropractor appointment, and Ainsley loves our chiropractor, so I think she's gonna come with us, and or with me, and maybe Annie too, I don't really know. So that is what the day is doing. So as far as reading goes, I finished the 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss, and I think if you have not read 10 Blind Dates, you may like it more than I did. I gave it 3.5 stars because what I was really interested in was her dates, and like her process and all, and like just her in general. You guys know I'm a women's fiction lover. I told you from the beginning I was not shipping the romance. I think the guy, I can't even remember his name now, but Matt or something, I thought he was rude and treated her like just like a doormat and like used her, and she was like a doormat around him, and I just did not ship their relationship. I didn't like him as a main character, like as a male lead, and like I wanted her stories and her dates were funny and stuff, but by 12 it was like, this is a little much. And the people in that group that like signed up for this 12 date thing, like they could not be all that terrible. I just have a hard time believing that, but maybe it was entertaining, but not near as good as 10 Blind Dates. So I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed the first half, but then by the end it was like repetitive and I was just kind of over it. So that is what I finished reading wise. I am also reading Babysitter's Club Super Mystery #1, Babysitter's Club in the Haunted House, and this is for the Book Sisters, as well as Middle Grade March, as well as March Mystery Madness. So it is hitting a lot of different blocks. And so for the Backlist Readathon, it is my middle grade. It also could count for before 2017 because this was 1995. So I'm reading that, and then that's physically. And then on audio, I picked up The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And so this one, like my whole TBR for the Backlist Readathon and like even trying to hit the prompts and stuff has kind of gone out the window because all of my library holds came in. And so like I just wasn't paying attention. And so now I have just a few days to read like The Guest List and a couple others. So, and like the 12 Dates of Christmas, and so that's why I'm reading those. They weren't published in 2021, so I'm hoping it still counts. I don't know if I'll meet all the prompts or not, but we'll see. So The Guest List, I am loving it. I'm like 2 hours into the audiobook, and it's about all these people. They go to a wedding off the coast of Ireland, and it's okay, baby, you can let it go. They go to a wedding off the coast of Ireland, and we know like on the wedding day something happens, somebody is killed, something terrible is going on, and then we go back and we kind of try to figure out what is happening. So that trope I love. There are a lot of perspectives in this, and sometimes that is really hit and miss for me when there's like too many people. Either I don't care about their story, or they're not impactful, or there's just too much. But I love how this is doing it because it's reminding you who everybody is. So it'll be like Aoife, the wedding planner, and then it'll be her section. And then it'll be like Olivia, the bridesmaid, and then it'll be her section. Jules, the bride. So we're getting a lot of different perspectives, both male and female. I just listed all female, but we're getting a lot of different perspectives, and it's really interesting, like the relationship dynamics, and her, like Jules, her like maid of honor, I think, is a guy, and so his wife is there, and so just seeing all those perspectives and the like interrelationships is really fun and cool, and so I'm really enjoying it. I'm intrigued to see who dies or what's going on, if it's one of them, if it's somebody else, I don't know. So that is everything for now. I will check in later when I finish one of these two things. I'm hoping I can get like 20 minutes of reading done right now. I don't really know, but we'll see. Hey everyone, it is Thursday, and it's like 10:30, 10:45. We are just getting home from dance class, so it went really good. Ainsley again went to go dance, and I got to watch her on the TV, and we had more kids today, so there was a lot of kids, and it was a really good time. So now we're home, and our real estate agent in Kansas City is looking at a couple houses for us this morning, so we're gonna look at those through the videos and things that she sent, and hopefully find one that we love, but we'll see. Otherwise today Jeremy's out of town. He'll be back later today though, so that is good, and that's about it for exciting things. Annie got up really early, and I just have been getting like 4 hours of sleep, so I think I'll probably nap when the kids nap, which means not a lot of reading has been done, but I'm over halfway through The Guest List, and I'm still liking it. I do think the multiple perspectives is hard to do, and so far so good. It's just sometimes like if I can't listen in a huge chunk, it's not confusing, but it just kind of loses my interest a little bit. But I really want to know what's going on, so I don't want to say a whole lot about the plot because it is a thriller, but basically we know that somebody is dead on the wedding day, and we're learning, like, we don't know, is it something like paranormal? Is it somebody on the bride's side? Is it somebody on the groom's side? What is going on? And so I like all the relationships. I like that there's like a lot of different possibilities. For me anyway, I don't see anything coming. So yeah, so far so good on that. And I have not read really anything physically, Babysitter's Club or otherwise. I mean, I've read some, but like that's Babysitter's Club. The premise of that story is one of them was supposed to babysit for these 2 kids for like the whole summer or something. And the family decided to go on vacation to this house on the coast. And so they go, and instead of just taking that babysitter, which they were going to do, they take 4 of the babysitters because the family there that they're visiting has kids too. And so there's 4 of the babysitters and like 5 or 6 kids. I don't know how many kids. And the house that they're staying in is supposedly like haunted. They have things going on. So I don't know, really interesting. Ironically, the guest list where they're getting married is supposedly haunted. So that crossover is kind of weird. And it's also an island in the guest list. It's also an island off the coast of Ireland. And so like the weather is getting really ominous. And so I don't know, but it's just like, what are the odds that I have crossover between Babysitter's Club and a thriller? But I do. So manage to do that almost all the time. So that is everything. I will check in later and we'll see where we're at. Everyone, it is like 10 o'clock ish on Friday, and TGIF, you guys, I am so excited. It's the weekend. I have not been sleeping very good, and so I'm hoping this weekend will be like restful, but I don't know why. Like, it just, every day is kind of the same, so it doesn't matter. We are sitting outside right now of Annie's doctor's appointment. If you can hear her, she just had her 9-month well check, and she was great. Everything went good. 9 months is a great one because there's no shots involved. So it was just kind of a check-in, and she's doing really good. She's like the 90 something in height and the 50 something in weight, percentiles and stuff. So I don't know, she's getting big and growing, and everything is great. So we have been like in the midst of house hunting, and we've been doing a lot of virtual tours. We saw a couple yesterday, and we were going to put it in an offer this morning, and then kind of after sleeping on it, decided maybe this wasn't the right one for us. And they've already got like 3 or 4 offers, so we know we wouldn't want to be competitive for it. So back to the drawing board. So that's frustrating, but hopefully soon. And I think that's it life-wise. So today is really cold and rainy and that's just the only word I can use for it. So we're going to go home and hopefully get this one to nap, and then just do indoor stuff all day today. I don't know what exactly we'll do, but indoor stuff it is. So as far as reading goes, I finished The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. Like, I saw a lot of people that really either like gave it 4, 4.5, 5 stars, or 2 stars. And I definitely am more in the like it camp than the not like it camp. So this one, like I said, is, whoops, I just pushed a button, but it's about all these people going to a wedding on an island off the coast of Ireland. So we know from the very beginning that on the wedding day, somebody is dead. We don't know who, we don't know how, we don't know what is going on. And so in that regards, it definitely gives me Big Little Lies vibes, because it is very similar. If you're going in wanting a thriller out of this, I would say it's definitely more of a like mystery whodunit, very similar to Big Little Lies, because the whole time you're like trying to figure out who is dead and how it happened. And so also similar to Big Little Lies, you get multiple perspectives and multiple timelines. So it's like going from the past, but then every now and again it'll interject with a wedding day, like something happening. And so I really liked it. I think when you do have multiple perspectives like that, it's kind of hard to do. I thought this was done really well. There's like 5 or 6 perspectives. And if you stop and think too hard about who has a perspective and why, I think it's really easy to figure out like who done it. However, if you just kind of enjoy the ride and don't like think about it a whole lot, I think it's really, really a great way to do it. So, because like, I don't want to get too much into it, but like, why would this person have a perspective if they weren't somehow involved in this murder situation? But this is a cast of unlikable characters. I truthfully did not like any of them. And like, the person who died was a terrible person. And I think there is some element that you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, because this person got away with a lot, and there was a lot of things that were interconnected and things that like at the end all kind of got wrapped up really nicely, but it didn't bother me. You just kind of have to like buy into it, I guess. So I liked it. I didn't find it overly predictable, but again, I didn't like try to figure it out, so maybe that's part of it. But I really liked it. I thought the ominous vibe of like the weather and kind of the creepy island anyway and all of that, I thought that was really well done. And overall, I just really liked it. Today is like the perfect time to read a book like that. So then I started Ghosted by Rosie Walsh, and I'm listening to this on audio, and it's good, but like I have had to go back and re-listen to parts so many times because for some reason it's just not holding my interest. So this is about a main character. She meets this guy, and they have like a week of a whirlwind romance. So they are just in love with each other. Everything is perfect. They found each other's soulmates, etc., etc., etc. And then she is they're both going different places or something. And so she comes back, and he's gone. He's like no response, nothing. Nobody knows, like just gone. And we don't know what's going on. And so we're getting like flashbacks of them, like their week together. And then also present day, her trying to figure out what's going on and like where he is. And so we also get like little bits of her life from the past, but that just kind of make her who she is. But I don't know what it is that it like that premise sounds great, but it's just lacking something for me, and I can't quite figure it out, but I'm also not very far in. So that's what I'm reading. I'm still reading the Babysitters Club book, but you guys, I've been sleeping probably like 2-hour chunks at night. I don't know how or why, but I think it's just the moving process and the anxiety and I don't even know. But so physical reading, I like can't do it right now. I'm just falling asleep. A Babysitter's Club should take like an hour or two. Granted, it is like a super special or whatever, so it's 250 pages instead of 150. But yeah, that is still in progress. And so yeah, that's what's going on. I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Saturday and it's 3 o'clock, and this is my second time filming this clip because I did a whole bunch of filming this morning, and then I went to get on the Book Sisters live today and realized I had no audio. So I don't know what was wrong with my computer mic, but it did not pick up anything I said. So the first time I recorded this, it was a 9-minute clip. I'm going to try to be a lot quicker about it this time. So life-wise, it is cold and rainy and just gross outside again. And this is the beginning of spring break, and it is so not beautiful outside, and that is a bummer. But we have created like an indoor obstacle course in our garage, and so that is great. Ainsley's been riding her bike and doing ball tosses and all that kind of stuff in the garage, just to get her some wiggles out and to sort of get outside, if that counts. So that's what we've been doing today. And then, like I said, I did some filming that was all for nothing. And then I did the Book Sisters live show. So that was so fun. We were just chatting about middle grade and March Mystery Madness and readathons and TBRs and all the things. So I will link it up above and down below in case you missed it. Come to give us your 2 cents, because we were asking like all over the board about TBRs, and like from Bree and I are very much mood readers, and Sarah is very much a structured reader, and so it's just so interesting how that all works out. So otherwise, life-wise, the past 2 nights we have been doing Sunbasket meal delivery things, and it has been so nice just not having to think about what's for dinner. And Sunbasket is one that you make it yourself, like it, just like normal. And I have just loved not having to think about it. So we have gotten with Annie, we got Purple Carrot and Sunbasket as gifts for when she was born. So you guys, if you have somebody in your life that is about to have a baby, that is the best gift. Because yes, my child is now 9 months old and I just now used it, but with both of them, like it was just so great to not have to grocery shop, not have to worry about what's for dinner. It's all like pretty much cut up and prepared, like you're just throwing it in. So that has been awesome and is a great gift. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that because I think I'm going to do a dedicated video because we got some for Ainsley when she was born too. Like that was a gift we got. So I think we've tried like 4 different services. So I think I might compare and contrast and let you know because there's one out of all 4, there's one that I would definitely recommend, and the other 3, not so much. So I just will probably do a video kind of comparing those. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But so that, and then we have been house hunting, like virtual house hunting. So basically, our realtor walks through with a video camera and does a whole walkthrough for us. And so we had 2 showings today, and she like is just actually there right now because internet issues again. You guys, it has been a day. So we have not even looked at them yet, but we have just not had any that we have found that are like worth fighting for. And it is such a competitive market right now that like if you're not going to fight, then don't even put your hat in the game. And so I'm hoping one of these 2 will be the one, but I don't know. We've been looking since like January, so it feels like it's been a very long time coming. But I think that's it life wise. After this, we are doing omelets for Saturday, like we do Sleepy Saturday. So omelets probably for dinner and air fried potatoes, which are delicious. And so that's really it. Jeremy just went right now. I had a bunch of pictures ordered for Walgreens for the girls' scrapbook, so he's going to get those. And Sonic is right by Walgreens, so he's going to get a Sonic happy hour, and that is a day maker, you guys. So that's it life wise. Reading wise, I finished Ghosted by Rosie Walsh, and I am giving this 3 stars, I think. I don't really even know what to rate this. So, this book is about a girl who meets this guy, her and Eddie. It's, I think, Sarah and Eddie. Sarah and Eddie have like this 1 week whirlwind, fall in love. They're soulmates. Everything is great, grand. She has to go away for like a work trip or something. They're gone for like a week. She comes back and he's gone. He has completely ghosted her, no idea where he is, not responding on any platform, nothing. And so this book is like alternating between her trying to find like what happened to Eddie, as well as flashbacks from their relationship, as well as other parts of her life. So we're getting to know her and we're getting to know all about these like mysteries of what happened to Eddie, what happened in her life, all that kind of stuff. So at that premise sounds so good, but I had this on audio and I had to re-listen to so many parts because it was just not holding my attention. The writing style is pretty like lyrical and kind of like I don't know, it just something about the writing style didn't quite gel with me. And then Eddie's mom has a lot of mental health issues, and she really is dependent on Eddie to like take care of her and be her support. And that codependent relationship, like between parent and child, is a really triggering topic to me. I don't like to read about that. I really wish we would have seen more of her getting help and more of like Eddie supporting her by giving her like access to professionals and not trying to like be her everything. And I don't like that at all. Also, Sarah is chasing after Eddie. And I'm like, you guys have known each other a week. You guys, maybe it's my inner cynic, which very likely, like, I'm skeptical about the soulmate thing, the love at first sight thing, insta love. Like, I'm just very skeptical about all that. And so I'm like, girl, he clearly doesn't want you to find him. Like, because she goes to his soccer club or something, and one of his teammates is like, you don't want to get involved. Don't get involved. And it's like, don't like I feel like part of it, if it were me, I would have been motivated just by the mystery, but like I'm not. I just wish she would have like I was like, stop. I don't care to read about this because you need to stop. And so that was part of it. And then also, our main character, Sarah, she does not want children. And so that ends her marriage. She is recently divorced and still running a business with her husband, her ex husband. And there's a lot going on there too that I'm like, you need to be in therapy. I mean, just because therapy was not the choice of coping strategy, like, I don't think everybody needs to be in therapy all the time. I just feel like there was no coping strategy for her, and except like denial. And I don't know, like overall, I liked the message that this brought. It definitely has like a very redemptive forgiveness. Like that message is good at the end once it's all wrapped up. I really thought the ending was pretty cliche. And I don't know, like after reading this book and thinking it through, I'm like, that had a decent theme. But reading it, I was like, not that interested, and definitely um, didn't really enjoy it, I guess. So I'm saying 3 stars because I think this is one that I will like more the more distance I have from it. But I don't really know. So this definitely takes on a deeper, darker tone than I anticipated, which is an expectations problem, not a book problem. But if you're going into this, definitely expect some like heavy hitting stuff. So that is Ghosted. So that wraps up the end of um, my backlist readathon, which I kind of failed on. I didn't really stick to my TBR, but let's just go through the prompts. So, published before 2017, I have been reading the Babysitters Club Super Mystery #1. I have yet to finish that, and I will probably finish it today, but I don't know for sure. And it's already kind of late in the day, so if I do, it'll be bedtime. But I'm going to go ahead and count that because, I read most of it, so I'm saying it counts. Middle grade, that also counts for middle grade. From your favorite genre, I'm going to say 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayless. This one, I love Christmas, so it's not my all-time favorite, but Ghosted also is like romance, women's fiction. I love that genre, so whatever, pick one of those. Own Voices was erotic stories for Punjabi widows, so that could also be my favorite genre because that's kind of women's fiction. Um, so I read that. And then recommended by a book influencer, 12 Dates of Christmas. Everybody I know has recommended that, so definitely. And then book of the month backlist is Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. So technically, if I double up, I hit all the prompts. I did not read a lot of my TBR, and I'm definitely stretching it on the whole backlist thing because some of those were like late 2020 releases, but they are not 2021. So I think it counts, right? I don't really know, but that is everything. If you are participating in any of the readathons, because I also read the guest list. The guest list could be my favorite genre because I love thrillers. So I think that's going to be it. But so this week I did that for the Backlist Readathon, one book for the Irish Readathon, which was the guest list, one for middle grade, which was Babysitter's Club, assuming I finish it. And then mysteries, we had Ghosted, we had the guest list, we had the Babysitter's Club. So, like, I feel like I actually did better than I thought. I'm probably just blowing smoke to make myself feel better. But if you are participating in any of those readathons, let me know. How did the Backlist Readathon go for you? And are you like me where if you have a TBR, you just don't want to do it? I almost always read backlist. Like 90% of my reading is backlist. And yet this week, all I want to do is pick up new releases. So let me know if you are like me and have a crazy brain. But that is it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, week, night, whatever, whenever you're watching this, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Thank you for watching.